Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. Got an order this week. Actually got about 4 orders this week. First thing we're getting into is a little reptile, or I should say herp order. There's a reptile, but mostly just inverts in this. Just a lot of really cool inverts in this order. But first thing out of the box is not an animal. It's a t-shirt. Vendors must know that I love t-shirts. They sent me one. I love it when I get t-shirts from my vendors. You guys may have noticed my bearded dragon or my chameleon. Those are all vendor shirts that I just get a kick out of. When I went to Florida last year to pick up Global Pet Show, I collected vendor t-shirts from as many vendors as I could. I harassed them shamelessly because I like t-shirts. Anyway, right into the animals. First thing out of the box is a bag, and bags always have good stuff. What's in the bag? Let's see. Hope it doesn't bite. It doesn't bite. It's a giant millipede. Got a big order of big millipedes this week. Got a whole big batch of them. Bought enough of them where we can put them on sale. Very excited, if you will. We'll call it our Black Friday sale. Starts today on giant black millipedes for Black Friday. Makes sense, right? Giant black millipedes are the ones from Africa. They get as long as your forearm. Very, very cool animal. Get yours today. Another black animal, but not in the name. This is a vinegaroon. Vinegaroons have that little tail. It's a little whip. It doesn't sting. It does spit a little bit of vinegary stuff out. That's why they call them a vinegaroon. And let's see, a couple more vinegaroons. And oh, here's an actual reptile in the reptile order. This is a ball python. That would be a pinstripe ball python. It says that right there. Pinstripes, very pretty and actually very affordable. It's a very cool little critter. Very, 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 how to say, a lot of berries there. Speaking of very, here's something I've waited for a very long time. These are the rainbow millipedes. Been trying to score some of these for a long time, and we did. Ooh, look at the rainbow millipede poo. With a pink stripe down the top and the white. They look almost like candy canes. Beautiful millipede. A little more expensive than some of our standard ones, but not horribly unapproachable. These guys actually do have a stinger. That's little dune scorpions. My understanding, they actually have a pretty nasty sting to them. And then we got some regal jumping spiders. Let's see, males and females got pairs. I can see that one. Let's see the web on that one. These are your regular regals. Got 2 pairs there. And then I got in baby jumping spiders. And when they said baby, I wasn't expecting quite that small. And sure enough, there it is. Can you zoom in on that guy right there? Oh my gosh, he's tiny. So baby jumping spiders. We'll see if we can get those guys eating. Got a whole big bunch of them. But I guess we're going to have to feed them for a while before we can even cup them out. My goodness. Sometimes we buy things off a list and don't know what we're getting into. Yeah, that would be one of those times. All right, that's it for the herp order. Let's jump right into fish here. Got lots and lots of fish this week. Actually, we're going to split this into a couple of days, but for you, it'll be a seamless video at home. First thing out of the box is some Habrosus dainty cories. These are one of my favorite little cories. And when I say little cory, they really are tiny. They only get about an inch. One of my favorite, absolute favorite dwarf cories. And they've been hard to get, so super happy to get them. Another catfish, but not dainty. These are the golden soldier catfish. They're kind of a nice replacement for like a pictus cat. They're actually Asiatic instead of South American. You get the gold color to them in spots. They're a predator catfish, but I don't think they're quite as big or as aggressive as your pictus. Colombian parapleco, that's a L124 if you're following along at home. Got a nice little group of those guys. So they're call them the leopard pleco. Here's a discus. Can we see them in there? This is a snakeskin, leopard snakeskin. Got spots and stripes kind of in those leopard snakeskin. Very pretty. And I got another one. This should be a tiger turquoise. Yep, indeed. Got a couple of each of those. So some discus for you this week. So a lot of discus this month. So we had to do some restocking. I got a lot of bettas on this order. Not quite as many as last week, but got some great ones. These are half moons. And I got some plecots. That's a marble there. Gorgeous fish. It's another discus. That's that box. What did we forget? Oh, totally forgot to show you guys the upside down catfish. Thank you for bailing me out, Barry. Upside down catfish have been kind of an oddity. Used to be a staple, but they've been kind of hard to find the last couple of years. We got in a nice little batch. I also get the feather fin or lace cats, which are sometimes sold as upside down cats. A much bigger fish though. If you're looking for about this big, that's your upside down cat, not your lace cat. All right, next up, another box of cool fish. Hopefully they're warm fish. First out of the box, another pleco. That's a Goldie, L14 Goldie pleco. Nice size, nice color. Man, top tier pleco right there. Totally different kind of fish. These are the Puntus titea, or the cherry barb. I don't want them to make the trip, but in general, cherry barbs are the really dimorphic, very bright red males, kind of dun females, so get about an inch, a little bit bigger than an inch. Very peaceful. They say barb, but they are not a nippy fish. Here's some more bushy-nosed plecos, or more plecos in general. These are the long-fin, super red bushy-nosed plecos. Restock on those guys. And who's in here? That's a one green dragon. I ordered 6. They sent me 1. So get your long-fin green dragon bushy nose pleco color variant on the bushy nose pleco. Here's dwarf petricoli synodonus, or the African cat. The dwarf petricolis, also called the Lucipinus synodonus, is the smallest in the leopard cynos. You only get about that big, so very, very fun fish. Community oriented in general. They can go in just about any tank. That's a fish. That is a giant male betta placat. Wow, look at that. I've actually ordered giants from 2 different sources and may be able to have a giant betta sale. Let me check into that. Maybe that'll be our other Black Friday sale. Okay, this is a fish I've been looking for a really long time. I'm kind of ridiculously happy to announce that I have least killifish. Not my least effort in getting these. I've looked for them for years. They're actually the smallest or second smallest of all the live bearers. They're called a killie. They look a lot like those kitty, the kitty live bearers we got last week, only about half the size, itty bitty guy. On the other side of things, these are not itty bitty. These are the large black spotted hatchet fish. One of your large, not the giants, but one of your larger hatchet fish. I got a couple of hatchets on this order, so we'll see what else shows up. Who are you? That's another, well, it's not a pleco. That is, oh, it's itty bitty. This is a frogmouth cat. I've had these before, but they're about 3 times this size. They're kind of an Asian version of a gulper cat. They get a really wide mouth. That's why they call them a frogmouth. Another cool fish, that is a black ghost knife. We get those just about every week because we sell some just about every week. Here is a giant placat male betta again. And another giant fish, even bigger. This is the Nile biker, or biker, or biker leparde, they're saying. They've reclassified those. Those are one of the big bikers, underjaw. Get huge. When you say dinosaur biker eel, that's what they're talking about. The Senegals look like a puppy comparatively. They are a monstrous, cool looking, reptilian looking, prehistoric looking cool fish. So, looking for a cool fish, look no farther. That definitely qualifies. All right, more cool fish, big, small, and otherwise. Let's see what's in the box. In the box are bags, imagine. First in here are, these are the Cebuanus bumblebee gobies. Actually a decent size on these. I've had these come in a quarter this size before. These are not the dwarf goby though. There's a couple different versions, actually several different versions of bumblebee goby. Those typically are actually a freshwater fish versus some of them are brackish fish. All right, that's a cool barb. It's not a Borrelius, it's in the barb family, but it's kind of in between. This is one of those fish I really scratched my head and tried to decide whether I should bring them in or not. They are super cool. It's kind of like that dream bucket list type of fish. Whole family of them. They're a fish that will get yay big to yay big. They live in from one side of Pakistan all the way up through probably Korea, really. And there's like little Borrelius, and there's big Borrelius, and then there's these guys. Am I going to try to butcher the name? The Roti Ogilby. That's a regional name according to Fishbase. Very, very cool barb-like with stripes. Gets big in silver. Almost looks like a giant tinfoil barb when they get full size. So very cool fish. Singapore shrimp. Gotta have them, fin filter feeding shrimp. Very cool for any tank really, except for an aggressive one. Here's those hatchets I promised you. These are the platinum hatchets. Been out of those for a minute, so glad to have those back in stock. And next up is checkerboard cichlids. Been out of those for a little bit. Small ones this time rather than the last batch we got in. Came in pretty good size. Itty bitty, but they get about that big. Very peaceful little dwarf cichlid. One, again, of my favorites. I have obviously lots and lots of favorites, and today I managed to score a bunch of them. Speaking of which, these are the twig cats. I just like saying Farlawella. Farlawella twig cat. Very cool algae eating fish. A couple more bettas. Those are half moons, as I'm gonna guess. And there's another betta. And there's another betta. Because we got lots of bettas. Because there's more betta in pairs. Let's see. Here we have gold barbs. Restock on those guys. Those are the tank raised, very gold version versus the wild caught ones we have over there that are actually not quite so gold, but very cool. Rummy nose tetras, gotta love them. Don't have much of a rummy right now because they're stressed, but as soon as they tank, they'll start reddening up. Very, very great on the tetra special. Here we have some clown plecos, little stripy guys, inexpensive, don't get very big. Very fun little pleco. They're not a very good algae eater, but they will eat some biofilm. They're more of a wood eater because they're actually in the panac family. I say that, and then I'll probably be a peckeltia, not a panac. We have one more box. Let's see if we can get through that here. Well, hi there. Do you guys want to come watch us film? Yeah, come on by. Watch us film. Alrighty, next out of the box we have turquoise rainbow. They're a little dark in the bag. Nice shape on those. Very deep bodies. Very nice fish for the price. Love us some rainbows, and the turquoise are some of the nicest. Firefish, kind of small, but and yellow now. These guys are gorgeous. They're a type of alanacara or peacock. Gorgeous, gorgeous fish when they get bigger. Another African, these are the Pseudotropheus colifi. Wanted to get some of the snow whites too, but they were out, so we just got those guys instead. So a couple of Africans anyway. Reticulated hill stream loaches, restock on those guys. Got to keep those guys in stock. They look like little stingrays. Fan favorite, and I agree, they are a fun fish. Small version of the pearl grammies. I think somebody bought the last of my large ones yesterday, so I should have restocked both of them, but didn't know that when I put the order in. We'll do that next week. Pearl grammies are a bigger fish, gorgeous. Here are some more bettas, because having more bettas is more better. Yeah, I think I told that joke once this video already. All right, here's another one I've been waiting on. This is a wrestling half-beak, the platinum wrestling half-beak. They'll get about yay big. They're actually a live bear, believe it or not. And they've been out of stock at all our suppliers for the last 6 months. So able to get a batch of those guys in. I got somebody who's been waiting for a group of them. Here are some platies. These are actually a Mickey Mouse. They're a type of blue platy, so restock on those. Somebody looking for a particular type of blue patty. I got this and I got another one. Let's see if they like either one of them. Beat them to them and you can have them. These are cardinal tetras. These are the tank raised ones. Still got a big batch of the wild ones over there, so we've been carrying both the wild and the tank raised recently. And last on this little order, but not last of the video, we have some dwarf cockatoo cichlids, or the Pistogramma cockatoides, and these are the super red variety. So that's that for this part of the order. We'll be right back. And we're back. Let's see, got a whole big box of coral here. Let's get through it this way. Lots of coral, mixed coral. Lots and lots of coral, mixed coral. Got some really cool stuff in there. Oh, that's not coral though. Let's take a look at a shrimp. That is an itty bitty little skunk cleaner shrimp. And that's a pretty tiny fire shrimp. Price on fire shrimp has really gone off the rails. But we got a couple of them in, little ones that are only just a little expensive. Nice itty bitty lion. I thought I bought a size bigger, but apparently that's the size we're getting for our money. Boy, salt prices were really up this last week. We still shop the deals and try to make sure we got stuff that you could afford. Itty bitty flame angel, but I got a really great price on them. I got 3 of them on this order. So despite inflation other places, we were able to do pretty well. Looks like somebody had a glue problem there. That's an itty bitty lemon peel. Sizes are really tiny on this order so far. Let's see what else we got in store here. More coral, more coral, more coral. A whole bunch of turbo snails. Nice big turbo snails. Big guys. Wow. Okay, hopefully those transition well. If they do, those will be pretty awesome little cleanup crew for you. And here's another fire shrimp. Is he in there? Oh, that one's bigger. And another flame angel. That might be a little bit bigger too. Still pretty small. More coral, more coral. I think we had like 50 pieces of coral on this order. All of them are going to fall under our assorted coral, cultured frags for 40 bucks. That is not a coral, that's a starfish. That's the sand sifting star. Got a couple of those on this order. Here's another one, another coral, nice little finger coral. That's cool. Let's see, more coral and another angel. So that's another flame angel. Promised you 3. There's 3. 2 of them very tiny, just one that's regular small. And we'll slap these all back in a box, and we'll get on to another box. We have lots to show and tell. Such a fun order. Wish they were a little bit more careful how they stack the coral in there. Looks like a couple of them got knocked off their plug. But we'll see how they are once we get them all in the tank, which will be my afternoon project. The downside of getting 50 pieces of coral is then I have to go and find a spot for 50 pieces of coral. That's a good problem to have. All right, next up we have another box fish. What is in the box? It looks a lot like the last box. No, wait a second, this is different. This is panther crabs. Got 2 different types of panther crabs on this order. These are the regular panthers. Are you with us, little buddy? He doesn't look like he's feeling too good. Let's see if he warms up. That guy's good. He might just be sliding around. Panther crabs are from the island of Sulawesi. We got another type also. That guy's doing good. Called a yellow-legged twitty, which is another type of panther crab. Got some orange lobsters. These are not the CPOs or dwarf Mexicans. These are regular oranges, just small. Got a good price on those. Got some red racers. See if we can see them in the bag. Love those. They're cool near. I always order them from when I can. This particular outfit has them. They don't always come in good, but when they do, they're gorgeous. Vanilla lobster on this order also. Should have a big bunch of lobsters, like a half a dozen of 3 different colors. Yep, there's an electric blue. He's itty bitty, but he's here. That's a vanilla. That was, no, I guess that's a vanilla, not electric blue. I'm gonna say it was kind of white. That's electric blue. Not nearly so white. Another orange. He molted in the bag. Bigger now. And here's somebody in a privacy bag. Let's see who that is. Oh, that's snails. Why they put them in a privacy bag. These are rabbit snails, the gold pozo rabbits. Another privacy bag, probably more snails. Who's that? That is red racers also. Okay, they split them up in a couple bags. That's great because they have a tendency to ammoniate on the way. So those look great. Some goldfish on this order. These are mixed orandas. About the same size as that last group we got, and they look pretty good. So I'll get those going. And who else? There's a lobster that got crushed. Are you doing okay on that? He's all right. I'll have to get him in a tank here. That's a marble Chirex lobster. Dude, that's not great packaging. More lobsters. More rabbits. This is gold white rabbits. Love that shell on those guys. Gold white rabbits, a newer option that we have found. And one more of those marble lobsters and some orange rillies and another electric blue. So that's it for that box. And we go again. Let's see what's in this little box. Yeah, it's fish. In this box we have, oh, that's a clown knife. Nice little clown knife. Remember, monster that guy, he'll get 40 inches. The kitty Halachius, so you're calling the kitty tetra. Very cool little tetra. We've had those one other time. Oh, nice. Not quite as big as the other batch, but these are giant bettas. Got a great price on these. Will be part of our Black Friday sales starting now. Giant betta. This is giant white grommy. I thought it was a betta, giant betta. I was wise. I go, really? No, it's Ospharanemosis grommy, the giant one, the one that gets like this big, but the albino. I've had those multiple times. He's really tiny, but he'll get huge. Marble half moon rosette betta. Let's see if his tail's as cool as that. Yeah, that's a cool tail on that guy. tried out one of those. I don't normally get bettas from these guys. I want to try a few, see how they did, and it looks pretty fantastic. So ought to be worth the price. Here's another one of those giants. Looks like a nice koi with the yellow in them. Beautiful. Next up is an eel. That's a brackish fish. Nice big one too. It's the, oh, I forget the genus on those, but this is the true brackish moray eel. True brackish meaning definitely not freshwater. It lives in estuaries and will go out to sea, so that's a brackish fish. Spotted Raphael, got a couple of these guys. Little guys, don't get them that often. Very cool little fish. Only get about this big. They're really easy to overlook because unlike the stripes that get really big, they stay pretty small. They're a great cleanup crew. They don't cause a lot of trouble in a tank. The only real knock on them is that you hardly ever see them because they live down underneath all your decor and just come out at night to feed on everything that's left over. Probably feed on baby guppies too, I don't know. All right, next up we have another box of livestock. Let's see what kind of livestock we have in here. You know it's going to be something fun. What is it? Well, it's moss. Nice. Got a bag of flame moss. And more crabs. That's the yellow-legged tuidy right there. He looks pissed. And I got a whole bunch of the tissue cultures. You got some rakia, some Anubia white, nice looking tissue cultures. So got a nice variety of those. Been kind of holding off getting those, but now is the season, just in time for Black Friday. Another orange lobster, more crabs. We got a dozen crabs between the two species. That one's really being active. Look at you. Gosh, 20 lobsters. If you've asked me where's our lobsters, and I said, well, I got a guy and I'll be getting them. Well, here's my guy and we got them. Finally got in a big bunch of them. And yeah, crabs, lobsters, crabs, lobsters, crabs, lobsters. And that's the box. So plants, crabs, lobsters. I didn't even tease you guys that we have plants coming. So that's big and exciting. I'm supposed to have another type of moss in a flat, but see if that flame moss looks as good as it should. And that is that box. All right, who's next out of the box? Should have a few more saltwater fish. Like I said, we were a little spare on what we bought because prices were a little bit on the upside. Yeah, a lot on the upside in some cases, but we did do really well on coral. Cultured corals were actually pretty inexpensive. There's another one of those sand sifting stars. I've never seen them that big. I always itty bitty when I get them, but those guys are big, and the price was good. So, who are you? Who are you? That's a green sea hare. So that's a nudibranch. I like to say nudibranch. There's a blastos. I got a couple of those green sea hares. Regular sea hares weren't available, so I tried the green ones. Who's in the bag? Come on down. See a tail? Uh-oh, I see a floating fish. That was a Valentini puffer, but unless he changes his mind, it looks like he didn't make the trip. So that's always a possibility. More coral. Lots more coral, and that's a nudibranch. Nudibranch doesn't look like he made the trip either. We'll see if he changes his mind. Yeah, it doesn't look good. All right, a couple losses in this box. Don't know why. It's not particularly cold. There's a cleaner wrasse. Looks like he's having trouble. Itty bitty bitty cleaner shrimp. And another coral. And here's some chromides. So how many are in the bag? Looks like we got, oh boy, this whole box really had trouble. I don't know why. That's another cleaner shrimp and some branch hammers on its head. They'll probably be mashed, so we'll see how that does. These guys sometimes have great prices on hammers, and if they get here unhammered, then it's a good deal. Algae blending looks good. If they get here hammered, the hammers are not any good at all. Yeah, I think I'm funny. Here's another spiny cup. Oh, that's pretty cool. That looks good. That'll be a nice price on that too. More damsels. Looks like most of those, a couple of those made the trip. Did not do great on our damsels. More coral. More coral, more coral. Is that coral? Oh no, that's not coral, that's a shrimp. That's a really cool little shrimp. That's a harlequin shrimp. Don't get those very often because first off, they're kind of expensive, and second off, they eat starfish. That's all they eat. It's really hard to feed them otherwise. They're great if you have those little invasive starfish, the little white ones. And we got a tank that's got some, so I was gonna go ahead and let him do his darndest to clean out that tank. He's for sale, of course. Little freckled face hawkfish. Had one of these that was about 4 times this size a couple months ago, 2 times this size. And very, very cool little dude, so we went ahead and brought in another one of those. Let's see, got a couple Anthias on this order. And Anthias did not make the trip. Boy, this whole box was just a bummer. I hate bummer boxes. It happens sometimes, but don't like it. Actually, those guys all look good. These are all green chromides that did make it out of the bottom of the box. And that's that bummer of a box. Oh, by the way, yes, I put on my new shirt. Look at it. Woohoo! I told you I love t-shirts. I love my t-shirts. In case any of my other vendors are sneaking a peek at our unboxing video and make it to this point, yeah, send me a t-shirt. I'll wear it. Yeah, well, every once in a while I share. Sometimes. Don't shake your head like I'm a liar.
Just on the shirts.
All right. Not really. My goodness, that's a lot of coral. How much coral does a guy need? There's branch, green mini starburst. Jeez. Ton of coral. Ton of coral. Lots of little bags. Coral, coral, coral everywhere. Oh, that's not coral. That is an itty bitty pistol shrimp. We had one like that, but it was about 4 times that size. I'll put him back in the cube. And then we got in a bunch of percola clowns, just regular old Nemo percola clowns. Got a nice little batch of those guys in. Good price on them. That's another Black Friday deal. That's a Zoa, sweet tooth, that's what they said. Can't see it. And green hirsutu coral. It's a Monty, branching Monty. Don't get stuck trying to identify all the coral in the bag. You can't see them. I can't say the Latin. Oh, that's not coral though, that's Nemo. Got a whole dozen of those, lots of them, lots of them. Nemo, Nemo. More coral. Nemo, Nemo, Nemo. All Nemo. You guys didn't do well. That's some striped damsels. And here's a little firefish. That's a little goby. Like a big, lighter goby. Let's see. Here's another Dispar Anthias. Looks like he made it. A little bit mad, but he made it. And that's the other Dispar. Let's see if he did it. Yes, he made it. Looks like this is a better box than the last box. That's good. Another firefish. And another firefish. So a nice little batch of those guys. And here's green mandarin goby. He's a cutie little guy. Remember, when you get your green mandarins, you want to get copepods to go with them. We have those for sale. They have a hard time transitioning to prepared food. Once you get them on it, though, they do well. Blue devil damsel. Got a little group of those guys. And here's a type of, that's a Nemo, but not a normal Nemo. That's a black ice Nemo, tank bred on all of those clownfish. So let's see, that's blue knuckle hermit crabs. Those are ones from the Marshall Islands, are endemic to the Marshalls only. They get really big. You can get them like really long knuckles, blue, bright blue knuckles. Cool, cool hermit crab. Here's your more Well, these are zebra hermit crabs. A little different type than what we normally get, the red legs or the blue legs. So thought I'd give those a try. Let's see what they look like in the tank, because all I can see is shells. And here's some astrea snails, some more cleanup crew. Always good to have a bunch of that. And a Lamarck angel. Got a few different angels on this order. Nice size on that Lamarck, actually. For the price, it was a very, very approachable Lamarck. And a blue hippo. Did not make the trip. Okay, no blue hippo. Bummer. Boy. Okay. Last box. Because it hung in this far, let's see what kind of joy and fun we have in the last box. Make some room here. Come on, kiddos. Back in the box, out of the box. Here it comes. What do we got? Bettas. Oh, wow, that's a gorgeous betta. What is that? That's a male giant, but it's all yellow. And that's a giant also. So some different color patterns on our giants. There's a couple other bettas. These are the avatars. We've got a couple of those guys. They're a placata avatar. They're supposed to have a lot of that bright blue in them. They look like they're in the alien group to me. Very neat betta. Here's another giant grommy, much bigger. This is the natural form, or the gray coloration on the giant grommy. And then again, that's that guy that gets that big, not the one that gets 3 inches. So, cool fish, if you have the right tank. Mixed female bettas. Got a whole bunch of inexpensive female bettas. We don't get the inexpensive ones in very often. Our main guys just carry the nicer ones, but we got some of the cheaper ones for you, and some great colors in there. Here are some guppies. I forget what color they said they were. Mosaic blue. They're pretty. Nice little batch of guppies. And then these are supposed to be Julie cats. And they really are. These are the wild Julies, not the Trileniatus from what I can see. A little, maybe not. Maybe they're tank raised Trileniatus. They're all pretty small. I have to look at them in the tank. They're supposed to be just the regular Julies, but sometimes they don't list them properly. Either way, they're cool fish. Here are some tiny little roseline sharks. I don't know if you can see them there. They came in really small. If I can get those tank good, that'll be another one of our Black Friday specials, because, you know, those become big roseline sharks and they're a good deal. Here is some bandit cories. Bandit cories are been kind of hard to get recently. We went ahead and picked up some from a secondary source so that we could get them at all. And in here we have some curviceps cichlids, or a little group of those guys. I thought I ordered half a dozen or a dozen, but we only got 3 on the order. Not sure if they just ran out or a mistake on that. Here's a baby monster in the making. This is a tiger shovelnose. That guy's going to get 4 feet, so make sure you have the appropriate tank for it. And more guppies on the other end of things. This is blue neon male guppies. Just 2 more bags. Let's see what we got. Platies. Here's another try at the blue neon wag platy. Got somebody been asking me for something of that sort, so that's what we did. And last but not least, on this order, we have a little baby Fahaka puffer. Remember, that guy is a 16, 18-inch fish full size. So there we go. That's it. Thanks for hanging in there.